Good morning, everyone. Thank you for tuning in once again to Inspiration for Today. As you can see, we have a wonderful studio audience today. This is an extremely sharp one, but we would love to have you come down too. And if you would just email us, we'll send you all the information, and you too can be a part of the fun that we have on these Tuesday mornings, is when we do the taping. Well, today's show is one that I think is for all of us. Let me give you the verse and see if it doesn't apply to you. I know it does to me. Here it is. Psalm 55, verse 22 says, "Cast all your cares on the Lord, and he will sustain you." So if you have any cares or burdens, we're going to dig into this verse a little bit today. If you have no problems or no cares or concerns, I'd say turn this out. It's not for you, but I know you do. I know you do. Our guest for today is Virginia Borgatta. This was one of her verses. Hey, Virginia. Have a seat. So, Virginia, when I asked you, this was one of the verses that you chose. But even before we get into this, just tell us a little bit about yourself, how long you've lived in Laguna Woods and things like that.
Well, I moved to Laguna Woods about 6.5 years ago. And it came as somewhat of a surprise to me that I would move here. I found myself retired, and I had a
Oh,
home in Rancho Santa Margarita. And my daughters at that time were still living with me. I have twin girls. And
are
so
they identical?
pretty much.
Okay, well,
Pretty
that was
much.
a either or, but anyway.
Yes. And so I moved to downsizing, moved into my
Yeah.
home in Laguna Woods, and I have been so happy with all of the numerous amenities that are offered to
Yeah,
us and
sure.
the clubs, and so I've gotten
Are
pretty
your
active.
kids local then, or no?
Yeah, they live in Lake Forest.
Oh, that's so nice. That's
Yes,
so nice.
very fortunate in that regard.
Well, and you're going to be on again tomorrow, so we're going to get to know you a little bit more even then, and some of the things that you're involved with. But for today, I just wanted to delve, because I asked you if you could pick a verse that is
Mm,
meaningful to you, and this is the verse you
yeah.
chose. Why?
Well, when I retired, um, it was not of my timing. And I was very upset, and I did a lot of crying. But I went to the church and I asked for some support. And so we talked about my finances, we talked about numerous different things, and came back and they said, "Virginia, you don't have that much to worry about. You've got about three choices." And so, with their support, their encouragement, I was able to get through those early um, times of retirement and overcame a lot of what I thought were obstacles.
But this verse says, "Cast your cares
Yes.
on the Lord, and he will sustain you."
What
So,
I
do you
learned,
feel like maybe he uses people sometimes, or?
absolutely, and what I learned was I was doing too much on my own. So when I cast my cares and my burdens, my worries, my concern,
Oh,
my fear onto Him, and we partnered together, and I got through because he was with me every step of the way. And
yeah.
what peace I got.
So I've often wondered about this, and maybe you don't have the total answer, but when it says "cast your cares," how do you do that? Because
In
I even right now, I have a little something I'm dealing with, and I want to do that. I want to just give it up to the Lord
mhm.
totally. And any advice or how?
In prayer,
Okay.
um, I think you just give all your cares, and you might think it's minor, it doesn't matter, but all is all, and
Mm,
so it's
that's true. That
everything.
that word is in there.
Yes, all
I
is
missed the word
all.
all. I was
Yes.
focusing on the cast.
Yes. And so even the good, because there's dark and there's sunshine. So in the sunshine, we've got to remember to continue casting our concerns and lift them up to Him.
Well, you are a person that is constant sunshine and lifts me up. So I appreciate that
Yeah.
because and we're not going to go in it, but Virginia is in charge of our Sunday morning first service hospitality where we serve donuts and hard-boiled eggs and everything, bagels and on it goes. But I think that you and your team, what you serve mostly is sunshine and happiness,
Thank you.
more than the food.
That's our goal, is to make everybody
Yeah.
feel so welcomed.
I know.
And
And we all feel better once we get our cup of coffee anyway.
absolutely.
It's on your side. Anyway, I did want to bring up, because I know that the part I did want to talk about this morning a little bit is you headed up our biggest event of the summer, and it was our church picnic.
Yes.
And there were, I don't know, I'm guessing 100 moving parts.
Yes.
And there were the prizes and the games and the hot dogs and the chicken and the.
Yeah.
How did you deal with that? Because you are such a good organizer that when one of those parts isn't right,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, thank goodness we have such wonderful church members that step up to the plate and are willing to take an active role. So
I know, but I know you want to compliment them, but I'm going to
Yes.
interrupt just a little bit because I know there were issues sometimes where there were some holes. Were you able to cast those cares?
absolutely.
Because you were leaving, if I remember the story right, you were leaving 2 weeks right before it came.
Yes, I was going on vacation 2 weeks prior, and so
You
I
wanted everything done, and I had a little role in that. You wanted to make sure I had my thing.
yes.
Okay.
And so I prayed, and I prayed to Father God that He show me all the details. So all,
Oh.
again, cast all my concerns, all my cares up to Him. So I prayed on all those little details that end up kind of putting the puzzle all together.
Okay.
And so I did
You
a
had
lot of
good.
praying.
I think you had good confidence in the Lord
Yes, I do
that this
trust.
would come together.
Yes. It's not for me to worry about. I need to let things take on the direction that He desires it to go in. And so I sort of orchestrate it, but let it go at the
Yeah.
same time and have fun.
Well, that's such a practical advice for all of us in Laguna Woods. Now,
Mm.
I will say that now this was something that you were dealing with, but there are concerns and stresses in all our
Mm.
lives. There's national news. Every time you tune on the news, there's some disaster. Lately, obviously, this summer we dealt with a lot of fires here in Southern California.
Mhm.
And I tell you one that hit me, and I know it's a couple months ago now, but when that duck boat went under in outside of Branson, and I've been to Branson, I've been on tours on that lake, and I just thought, wow, Lord, why? But even those types, the natural disaster things, you've got the personal things you've done, but also national. I think when we watch the news, I mean, it's a struggle for all of us, but we're encouraged to cast our cares on Him.
That's absolutely right. There are, like our president and government and police officers, judges, all those, we need to cast their concerns and burdens and so that they're able to guide us and lead us
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
get us through everything. So we have to have faith and trust and just keep in prayer.
And I think that is the key. The casting it must be in prayer.
Yeah.
So, Lord, you take this.
Yes.
So, Laguna Woods, I hope that whatever your concern, when this show is over, and it just about is, take 2 minutes and just say to the Lord, I'm giving you this, Lord. I cast my care on you. Thank you, Laguna Woods, for tuning in. Virginia and I are going to have a lot of fun tomorrow. You're not going to want to miss it. She has some things to show you. Have a great day.